Alright. A little bit late. I'm here now. Ah. Alright. You, samurai. Hello. Welcome to the stream. Dude, second time I've seen you in chat. Glad you're here. Trying out some new camera light stuff, so there might be some finagling with that midstream. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's Wednesday? Yes. What we painting? What scars? What exactly we're painting, Assault Intercessor. This is what we got thus far. And, oh, why is the focus jumping all over the place? Let's make that manual to about there. There we go. Alright, so that's what we got so far. Where we currently are is on the little side chainsword piece. That's where we last left off. We might... I'm kind of thinking is we'll finish this, and then we'll switch to some airbrushing to prime and base coat the base, and also the backpack that I somehow missed, like, when I first prepped this guy. Base in question we got here. It's not been 2 days, so this green stuff is definitely cured. Ad just started because I forgot to pre-roll it. Lost. Well, yeah. This angle work. I feel like I need a little bit more elbow room, but like can I? It's like super sensitive, it's super zoomed in. Okay. Sweet. Yeah, okay. That's fine. What do we need on here? I'm gonna set this back to auto. Where are we at? Probably the steel. That's where we're at now. So we don't oil a bunch of this. So how are you, Samurai? What you painting? Are you painting? What am I looking for? Looking for lead belcher. There we go. Get that bead jumping. There's not really much of anything left in this pot. I may just junk this and move on to the next one. Yeah, this is all like... Whoa! That's so loud in my ear. Good lord. That was a good start to the day. Thank you for the sub. That's just so you can ignore the ads, because I totally feel you. Forgot to hit the pre-roll on that. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. And, enjoy the founder badge, and also there should be some new emotes in there. Star in your orcs? Nice. Starting like a whole new orc army, or just starting a new orc project? Give me the deets. I'm almost certainly gonna need more lead belcher in that, but we'll just go with that as it comes. Let's see. This is kind of an interesting piece. I think I've painted this piece before. You think I would have after, you know, this being the 18th Assault Intercessor I've painted, almost in a row. I would have, but I don't think I have. Yeah, or my cast would be my second army. We're starting Orc Army today. Cool. What's the first thing on the chopping block? You hitting boys just to get some troops on the field, or you doing a boss? Orc boys. Nice. Yeah, I can see myself switching up the lighting a bit more. I could definitely use it brighter, and I have no idea what that would mean for everything else in the setup. That's pretty specifically aligned, but here we go. Yeah, I thought I could do it later. It's really hard to get the face cam, no matter which of my cameras I use. It still just whites me out, like, incredibly. I'm not... It's hard because I don't really have a lot of directions I can shine light from, so I don't really have a good way of putting light behind me to reduce the focus on the cam side. Yeah, that was like shadow there. Hold on. We're gonna get this. That one's already on. Okay. That's not really so bad on camera. It was bad on cam before. There shouldn't be as much shadow over here on the camera side of things. Yeah, I wonder... Do I actually not have enough arms? Like, mechanical arm? I suppose if I ditched one of these hanging light ones. I feel like I need one... I feel like I need one for me to see and do on the cam, and one for the palette cam. I think between streams, I think I'm gonna set that up. I think I got it figured. Just I figured it out now instead of for the stream. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of shadow going on here. I could probably fix it under 10 minutes. It's just, would you guys... Are you guys fine, or... Yeah, I don't know. That's a lot of shadow on the camera side. That makes it pretty hard to see what's up. It has to be a bit of an experiment, to be fair. I could. Yeah. I take that off, pop that up there, except there's like... I'd have to cut through the sound stuff to get to the beam again. Ugh. Alright, the other half of those don't even work. Well, guess what we're stuck with till the stream ends, to the next stream, because yeah, I think it's actually gonna be more than like 10 minutes to reset that, but I think it'll be a lot better once I actually get it properly set up. What clan you doing, Samurai? Yeah, clan. Yeah. Is it better to paint in parts or some of many? So sub-assembly or full model? That depends. That depends on a number of factors. Depends on how, like, in-depth you're going with the details as well as the mini in question, and like, does the mini have a lot of overhanging stuff going on, what techniques you're using, because some of them, for example, like involve using an airbrush from certain directions to just like smack the entire model, and that's like a big part of the technique. Obviously you can't really do sub-assembly with that. If you're on the newer end of things, I'd say you're also paying a ton of Orc Boys. Probably just going with building them and then, just slapping their colors on, I think is fine. With characters, you'll probably want to do sub-assemblies so you can get into the more detailed region. The smaller details you'll find in usually harder to reach locations. It's usually how that goes. Yeah. Yeah. Higher detail the model, the more sub-assembly gets you, unless you're doing some kind of interesting technique that involves hitting the entire model from direction or something. I hope that made sense. It's Ling's actually kind of. It's better for me because I don't have this pole next to me that my chair's constantly hitting, or I'm hitting, which was the original inspiration, but like, this is like not fun to paint under. Yeah, I gotta change this. You know what? We're gonna take a... Yeah, I know how to fix this. We're gonna take a, like, 10 minutes... We're gonna take a 10-minute break here. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the BRB, hit the ad. I'm gonna move this light so it's more like above / behind me. I think that'll do us much better. You guys will be able to see, I'll be able to see, it'll be great. Yeah, give me a minute. I tried to not blow in the mic. I actually don't know if that was successful or not, but anyway. Oh, hey. I actually just went in first try upon alterations. Amazing. Let's get some glue in there. That was incredible. I did that, like, perfectly. That was really satisfying. Until I just started a new glue piece, new glue pen. Like a tiny bit that could be made black again on the seam. There. Nice. Well, I'm pretty good. Anyway, get this light lower. Anyway. Okay, so like I was saying, I think next we're gonna pull out the airbrush and prep the base and the backpack. It's a little annoying doing opposite colors back to back. It's why I usually just wait to do the base, doing the rest white, but whatever. So we'll be using Stano Res primers. We got white, we got black. We'll be using Army Painter for... That was just about empty. It's probably not that one. Hey Venom! It's in time for some airbrushing. I did not clean my brush all the way. How are you doing, Venom? There's a new laden camera set, so stuff looks a bit different. Hopefully better. I'm thinking to actually make this look really good, I need a few more mechanical arms and some more lights. Got back home from a doctor's appointment made 3 weeks ago to have a blood draw. Drove the 40 minutes to get there to be told they don't do blood draws anymore. So, wow, that's some nonsense. I'd be ticked. Ugh. Ugh. I'd be especially ticked right now. I am still not at 100%. Energy-wise. And tomorrow is like another crazy work day. I'm not looking forward to it. What am I looking for? My airbrush. Right here. I just moved a bunch of stuff all over the place. But it's only the stuff that I used to get in my way, so ironically. It's like, wait, there's not enough stuff there. Oh yeah, you are a sub, so you should give us the 2 emotes right now. They've approved 2 of them. Found my 5th vet sprue, so I'm gonna finish this up in the next few days, I think, so that's good. Nice! Yeah, then, you know, you can finish up the vets and then go back to working on the troops, so you actually have something to put on the board. Yeah! The other ones are in there, just they're waiting for approval. I made some more after you left, actually. Oh, turning my airbrush on would help. So yeah, I'm trying a new camera and light setup. I think I need more lights. Yeah, I know, right? It's a hot table. Should that be one? Should we do a table with like fire coming off it? Actually, I don't know if we're really gonna be able to do more emotes for the time being because I've already hit my limit. So I don't get follower emotes until I get instant upload, which is at 60 days of having affiliate. That's a good number of weeks away. Like a month and a half. And I've already filled up the sub ones. We got 5 sub emotes in total and an animated one. Which I might update the animation later when I have more time. I kind of had to just throw it together because I didn't have the energy to do it last night. Yeah, we were going to do the white first. Yeah, slow burn. That just means that next week, what we'll be picking up on is probably some merch. Or, like, badges and stuff. We could actually probably badges. I want to get a lot of the groundwork for the channel stuff done before I start using that slot for just merch. Because, you know, the channel stuff affects, you know, improves more people's experience than the merch does. And you did way more after I left. Yeah, we have we have table, love, you know, with the heart on a note. We have Y. I'm not sure how the Y came out. I might have to redo the Y so it's bigger, clearer, something. Oh no, it's been quiet all day, actually. We had one guy, that's Samurai, the Samurai guy, right at the beginning of the stream came in, talked about him doing his orcs, subbed, and then disappeared. After that, it's been completely, like, silent. Like, 2 people on average, and both of them just lurkers. So, it didn't really affect anything. Yeah, I don't know. I guess because it's hump date. It should be Warhammer Wednesday, but apparently... Yeah, they subbed, so we're at 6 now, so that's fun. Yeah, I definitely need more lights. I don't know if I have that in the budget right now, though. Ironically, I say it, like, right after getting a sub, but, you know, sub's, like, $250. $250 a month, so... I need a few more subs before I can be like, yeah, you know what? The sub's covered in new light. It's fine. Whatever. I'm gonna pop this file. It's a new box for the airbrushing because the other one was getting pretty something. That's a bulb a month, I know, right? Not even a good bulb. What I was thinking about more of these ring lights. Because they have the option to switch the color palette. Like so. You know, sepia, and then in between. What I'm thinking is I have one more arm I just made available. I've taken off my old green screen lights that are just... Their time has passed. They're also huge. It's really bulky. They diffuse light nicely, though. But at least one of these ring lights hanging, like, behind the cam. Or not exactly behind, but, like, you know, in that direction, point at me. To kind of soften this bright white light. You know? Something like that. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so let's, so I found out that we skipped a backpack when I originally prepped this guy, so we're gonna knock that out real quick. There's a bunch. Knock that out and then prime the base. So ironically, I actually came into the last stream, yesterday's streams, with some stuff by default to talk about, and then never actually got to it. So I guess we still have that for today, if nothing else is going on. For one thing, my current big entertainment piece that I've been watching, actually is basically the only thing I've been doing, and when not on stream, I'm still just floored by the amount of work going on. Dude, I'm gonna be so happy Saturday. Like the Friday night stream ends, and it's just gonna be like the Hallelujah chant. I put a lot of primer in here, like no reason. Jeez. Rooster Teeth, right? The guys that make Red vs. Blue and a bunch of other stuff. They're Achievement Hunter / Let's Play crew, which, I mean, I've been watching it. Rooster Teeth in general since like middle school. Since like Red vs. Blue season 3. And Achievement Hunter since they started, and Let's Play since they started, so years and years. Met a ton of them. The office like 20 minutes away. Really? That's amazing. Who have you met? And how are they? That's like actually really cool. Like, I'm not joking. Like I used to listen to the Rooster Teeth podcast back when there was the Drunk Tank. I actually haven't listened to that podcast in forever. I definitely did kind of take a break on them during their kind of deflationary years, the last couple years. But I've been getting back into them as their quality started going up again. At least it feels that way, anyway. Not sure exactly what changed, but feels like something's changed. But anyway, they did a giant live stream event, like last week or the week before, where, so, you might know about Uno the movie, right? Which is a classic Let's Play video of when they had an Uno game last like an hour and a half. Or something like that. No, it was like two hours something. I've actually watched it several times, because I'm a maniac. But I don't know, for some reason watching them play Uno is super satisfying. Apparently I'm not the only one that thinks that, though. Jeff, Michael, Gavin, Gus, Bernie, Ray when he was still there. Most of the original group. I don't know much of them these days. Wow. Like, most of my favorite dudes there, honestly. Like, man, anytime I hear that, like, Bernie or Jeff is in content now, I just jump on it, like, you know, especially because, like, Bernie's not been involved in much of anything in a while now. He's really stepped back from stuff, and Jeff doesn't run Achievement Hunter anymore. So the newer crew, like, you still got Jack and Michael and Gavin when he's there. Jeremy left to do his own streaming, but he's back on occasion. Then you have Trevor. Let's see. You have Trevor, Alfredo, Joe, BK. What's the other chick's name? Wow, I'm losing it. We share an HEB grocery store, and I used to be there all the time buying massive snacks / beer. That sounds about right. Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta put a bunch of phone improver and thinner and stuff. This is not pre-thinned white I've got here. So yeah, what they did is they. So Uno, same rules as in, but it's physical. You know, they're at a table with cards. And you have the same rules as before, where zeros, when someone plays zero, everyone has to swap their deck, their hands in the direction of the turn order. Then, when they do a 7, they can choose to swap with one other well, they have to choose someone, but they did choose someone to swap hands with. And then you have stacking. And you can't play the wild +4s unless you have no other options, and someone can call that as a bluff. Which is like picking up 6 cards. I have to mix up. In addition to that, for this event, they have a counter during, like, as the event went, they had a counter of first subs, so people getting subs to their website, and shirt sales. Every 10 subs or 10 shirts, you know, in culmination, they all have to pick up 1 card. In addition, they have a bunch of, like, small ones where, like, they have, like, every time you flub, you have to pick, you have to draw 2 cards. If you want, like, drink delivery, it's based on the person grabbing the drinks. It's a bunch of cards there. They have a bunch of these, like, crazy custom ones they put up in the back that every hour they pick one and have to go through this book of, like, extra rules and crazy nonsense they have to do. It's usually picking up a bunch more cards. They all thought that would be the dangerous stuff. It was the subs. It's the subs. The name of the video is, we played Uno for over 37 hours. Like, I just passed over out into our, hold on, I can put my screen here. Where am I at? I'm at 8.5 hours in. They have, oh yeah, I've seen this now you mentioned, not the specific one, but them, Unoing it up. Like, yeah, no, they've had hands that, no joke, are like the equivalent of 4 entire Uno decks. Like for hours now, they've not been playing with hands. They've been playing with decks. Like, apparently the office bought 30 Uno decks to make sure this event, like, mathematically worked, and it was a good choice. At about the 3-hour mark, they realized the shirts weren't getting counted in the live counter that they were using to track who should, or, you know, when they have to draw a card. So they had to update it. When they updated, it was 1,470 cards. Yeah. So they each were then delivered by the support crew. 147 cards in one go. They've also had they call them wars, thus far, when they start stacking the draw cards. So they've had draw 2 cards go up to 88, and they've had +4 cards go up to 148 pickup. Like, it is madness. And it's so entertaining. Especially when you just need to just zone out completely and just get absorbed in, you know, someone else's nonsense and not your own. It's been awesome. And I have like 2 weeks worth of watching this thing too, unless I binged the absolute crap out of it this weekend because, you know, I could probably use something like that at this point. Actually, if you give me a minute, I have a picture of their decks at one point when they really screwed up one of those hour cards, those custom cards they'd pull off. They do these giant things, by the way, on the wall behind them. They draw every hour. There was one called the Decision. And the decision was either you can draw 8 cards, or you have to keep drawing until you draw a wild. You know, one of the pick your color or draw 4 and then pick the color until they pick one of those. Unfortunately, the people at the table at that time was Jeff, Jack, Jeremy, and Michael. And on top of it, they didn't have clean decks in their pickup. It was shuffled decks. But they've been, because you can't play a +4 pickup unless you don't have any other options, they were holding all of them. So, like, complete, you know, wise men as they are, they all decided to, they all decided to draw until they found a wild. And man, Jeff picked up like 200 cards, which caused quite a bit of ruckus. Of like, hey, Larry, Game Master, what is happening with these decks? These are not shuffled. Like, who is shuffling these? I now have to, like, reasonably clean this so I can then put black in here so I can do the base, which was the main point, so I can get some base paint on there. And depending on how tomorrow goes, I'm not gonna lie, I'm considering not streaming Friday. Like, I'll still paint and make progress in the White Scar so we can get to the frigging Blade Guard vets, I believe is where the vote is currently at. Next week, but like I don't know if I'm streaming, man. I'm tomorrow's gonna be rough. It's gonna be the last like rough patch for a little while. I really hope, unless something completely unexpected happens. But like, yeah, Air Troopers. I would have Michael rage quit before I got 200 cards. So here's the thing. It wasn't the same people. They had it shift. So here's the thing. Rooster Teeth as a company is now like over 300 or like nearly 400 people now. So they were able to shift people out. So for example, Michael came in after like 4 or 5 hours to relieve Gavin, who started the game with Jeff and Jack. As of right now, I am, like, where I stopped watching early, like, over breakfast, was the last shift out of the last original player, and that was Jeremy. So now it's gonna be Michael, BK, Joe, and Alfredo. And they're taking over from the 8.5 hour mark. Which actually, I think because of some light editing, is actually, like, hour 9 forward. Yeah. It's incredible. Here's the thing, because of the shifts though, you don't, like, after a while, you don't even care about the okay. Originally they were worried because they actually thought they could get out of it in a single round of people playing. So them getting more cards, they're like, "Oh no. No," and then after that it was like, okay, I'm just gonna go until my shift ends. Like I'm not even gonna worry about how big this deck gets, which is totally a reasonable way of looking at that, honestly. Oh, here's the other thing. Jeff pulling those 200 cards, he did that right before he knew he was getting subbed out for Joe, which is one of like the brand new Let's Play members. So, like, he didn't care. He actually thought it was hilarious. But yeah, it seemed like Rooster Teeth was really struggling for a while, and then recently they've been picking back up again. Again, I don't know why, like what's changed. But yeah, especially from those controversies a couple years ago, that was not great. I don't know if you heard about all that. I don't know what's up with this primer. Also, I put way too much, like, primer in my cup. But it's smelling weird today. It doesn't smell like its normal chemicaliness. Yeah, there were quite a few. I know they let Ryan and Am go. Yeah, and both for like the similar wacky thing. Dude, I was saddened by the Ryan thing because he was in the runnings for my favorite Let's Player of the original crew. For years. Like, I was watching Let's Play before they even got Ryan. I remember when Ryan was the new guy. Yeah. Yeah, no, Ryan was great. And then well, he did the thing several times. Yeah. So yeah, no, that sucked. I'd recommend going and finding a video that goes over that whole thing in detail. That was such a while ago. I'm not gonna try to recap it here in case I get stuff wrong because it does actually affect people's lives. So yeah. Yeah, so I'd like this base set up so it's drying, so by the second stream I can actually just get the base done and put the mini on it. Yeah, I'm just making a mess. It's cardboard. I don't care. Just want to get enough out that the when I put the army painter in, it's fine. Oh yeah, the other thing that was on my mind yesterday, because I was talking to someone about it, and like I was reminded how like awesome it was. You ever read the fanfics for 50k and 60k? I shall await a response. Oh, what am I doing? I'm going to stir it. I haven't even put it in yet. I put the flow improver, not the paint. I haven't. I'm so completely new. This whole universe is building things. Oh, right. I keep forgetting that you barely know the normal lore, let alone like a bunch of stuff in 50k and 60k stuff is crazy when you know the lore. Oh, it said like it doesn't mean nearly as much. Okay, so I'm not gonna go into that right now. Okay, how about that? How about let's catch you up on some lore. What pick a lore topic, and I'll just go off. Yeah, Yeah, I'll just go nuts on canon lore. We need to get you studied up here. You're in here all the time anyway. I may as well. It would also help keep me fresh. Find all the and also find some of the pockets that I still haven't learned somehow. And then, you know, in like 6 months, I can talk to you about 50k, which is bonkers. Yeah, I was just oh man, that was all just flow improver. Smelly. Bring a bunch of horror stuff right now, just know the beginnings, but don't plan on starting a 30k army anytime soon, that's fair. But it's a good to start at the start. Yeah, that way you know why everything in modern day is as screwed as it is, because it really does come down to even individual decisions that happen in 30k still resonate in 40k. Oh man, that original like blast of flow improver. Ooh man, that's that would have been a good time for having the mask on. Should have stirred that more, I guess. Okay, so yeah, pick a topic. Pick like a specific thing for us to begin at. Cause it's so big, I don't know what you know. I could pick if I tried picking a topic, it could be something that you've never even heard of, let alone how it attaches to anything else. So like, you know, grab something that like maybe caught your eye in the books, but they didn't really go into much detail about, or something like that. I don't know. Let's get you caught up on some lore. I got the necromancer hand of death thing going on again. This guy has necromancy. Yeah. That was actually a thing in Joe Cat's Hunt for the Undead campaign setting, where doing necromancy leaves traces on your flesh. Alright, so the backpack's ready. For later, that's nice. And, oh yeah, we gotta out more. After I put the base paint on, I'm gonna take a quick break to hit the restroom and, replace my brush water. How about just the Marine start? I see original foundings took folks from civilization convert into Space Marines. I see the Imperial Guard was kind of always there on its own. Okay, so how the Marines started. So yeah, without going into specific legions or anything, how that worked was... Hold on, just adjusting the wire here. And there we go. I do like how all my stuff is way above me. I can't, the only thing I can accidentally hit is this. Everything else is way out of, I don't have to worry about it. That was the idea of this new setup. Okay. So, let's start with the Imperial Army, because that's pretty quick. The Imperial Army, for the most part, it wasn't the Imperial Guard at the time. Because Imperial Army was both the naval, air, and infantry / armor, you know, ground forces. Of the mortal soldiers of the Imperium, the non-Mechanicus, non-Astartes, non-Titan, non-Knights, like all the other guys. Most of them were made out of armies of conquered worlds that were considered, you know, fought well and had honor and swore loyalty, so they were just absorbed, right? Um, which is why when you read the Horus Heresy books, you have so many different, completely different military, army forces that are all like crazy. Why it's called the Imperial Guard now is that after the Horus Heresy, to make it harder for rebellions to pick up steam interstellarly, um, they divided the Imperial Army into the Imperial Navy and the Imperial Guard and made them two completely different things. So you had to have a you had to have traitor forces in both to be able to affect anything. You need the Navy for the Guard to travel, and you need the Guard for the Navy to actually affect planets besides just blowing them up. Um, so that's why that is. Alright, so now Marines. Marines, they started with the Thunder Warriors. The Thunder Warriors were the original superhuman troops of the Emperor they used to unify Terra in the Unification Wars. They were bigger, faster, stronger, more aggressive than Space Marines on every level. There's a short story where they're hunting down where some Imperial Fists are hunting down a Thunder Warrior later who's not even armed or armored, and he took out like several squads at the same time by himself before finally succumbing to his wounds. I'm talking like 27 Astartes in full plates, Imperial Fists, got taken out by a single lone unarmed, unarmored Thunder Warrior. They were bonkers. However, they were genetically unstable. I mean, they could sometimes just flat out just fall over dead all of a sudden because their genetic makeup just unwound inside them. Like, just suddenly. They were also hyper aggressive, mentally unstable in, pretty bad ways. Okay, there's one wire I can hit when I'm grabbing paint. So great for taking down the techno-barbarians of Terra, which were some of the most dangerous things around. Even as they got out into the larger galaxy, techno-barbarians, in comparison, were still really bad. And also, the Emperor needed troops that he could do this with lower numbers. Than, like he didn't have millions of Thunder Warriors like he had millions of Space Marines at the height of the Great Crusade. I mean, at the height, the Ultramarines alone were over. They were like 1.25 million Ultramarines. Or something like that. Yeah, that's about right. Yes, yeah. I think it might have even been a little bit more than that. Still, after, around the time that the Unification Wars ended, there was a great purge, mostly done by the custodies of the Thunder Warriors, and then those that were remaining after that were mostly mopped up by Astartes, usually at great cost. The Warhounds, the World Eaters before they became World Eaters, also ran into some Thunder Warriors on the moons of Jupiter, I want to say, and had similar results of like, the Thunder Warriors going down surrounded by piles of Astartes bodies. Like, Thunder Warriors were so insane. But yeah, the Emperor's like, okay, this is not going to work for conquering and holding planets. They're too unstable. They're too aggressive. They have no capability for anything outside of just straight combat. Unlike the Astartes, you can find Astartes that are good at diplomacy, that are good at culture, at arts, at negotiation, at a whole bunch of other things. Some of the legions more so than others, but even within some of the more wacky legions, you can find, like there is a warrior poet philosopher type dude in the Night Lords. I mean, like you know, he wrote a whole treatise on war philosophy, um yeah, on you know, battle philosophy basically. Like he effectively wrote a book, and it was actually held as good as sound advice by you know, usually more put together members of the Legion, even after they went traitor. That was mentioned in the Night Lords trilogy books, which isn't a trilogy anymore, but that's what most people call it anyway. It's actually like 4 or 5 books now. I listened to him last summer. Um, like, no, actually last fall. Last fall. Um, yeah, I don't remember how many, but I think it was 4. I think it was 4, and there's a 5th one on the way because they kind of ended on a bit of a cliff. Not like a big cliffhanger. Like they could have ended it there, but I don't know if they did actually intend it to. The let's see. So yeah, all the like almost all of the original legions were started out of some kind of stock on Terra, with like I think maybe a couple exceptions. I'm trying to remember where they all start. Some of them we don't know much about their startings, like the Revenants or the Proto Blood Angels. We know I don't think we even knew they were called the Revenants until this most recent Siege of Terra book, actually. I don't remember ever referring to them as that. I remember us not even knowing the name they were called before they found Sanguinius. So, like, we don't really know where they start. Unless I actually said in the Siege of Terra book and I forgot already. I've only listened to it once. Now it's still a few weeks ago that I finished it. But, yeah, like the Ultramarines, the original Ultramarines were done out of the, stock of the Albion people. Just like, you know, basically. Out of the Ashen Adriatic Wastes, you had the 19th Legion beginnings. So like Mongols, yeah, basically like Siberian and Mongol. Just kind of interesting when you think about it. Let's see. What else about the beginning of the stars? Oh, so for many decades, Astartes, we were told, was just High Gothic for Space Marine. Turns out, no, they were named after like one of the head scientists of the project, whose name was Astartes, which most people did not particularly care for that revelation, or what do you call it? Retcon. Yeah, I don't particularly love it, but it's not a hill I'm gonna die on or anything. But yeah, it's more of the, oh yeah, this stuff was actually named after the person that like discovered it or made it. Kind of like the Land Speeder and the Land Raider, which are called not because they raid with speed or raid the land, but because the techno-archaeologist, or whatever the term for it is, the Mechanicus guy that found the STC fragments that make them and design them. His name is Arkan Land, which actually also in that Siege of Terra book. Was that the same Siege of Terra book? I think it was. We get to meet a whole lot, or yeah, it wasn't the same one. We get to really meet him. I mean, he pops up in the Horus Heresy before that, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. His name is Land, perfect. Yeah, no, it was Arkan Land. That's been around a lot longer, to be fair. So people have kind of gotten used to that, but still brought up as a joke on occasion. Yeah, very convenient. His name was Land. Yeah. The Lehman Russ tank was because the Space Wolves found that STC for that terrible tank. Pretty awful tank, actually. It's great in lore. It's just actually terrible in, like, real life. Actually, I wouldn't even say it's great in lore. It's just very easy to make. And it's, like, okay in battle. Like, if you don't have a tank or the equivalent, you know, of a tank-type weapon going on, then, yeah, Lehman Russ is a problem. But if you have, like, anything else, tank level, Lehman Russ is all about numbers. Alright. That's done. Just good. 'Cause I gotta pee. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if we really covered like everything you were looking for with that. If I did, then go ahead and pop in another suggestion while I'm away. I'll be away for a minute. I'm just gonna pop the ad run. Not that it's gonna affect Venom, but pop the ad run so it's not interrupting me later. For anyone else listening. Alright. Be back in a minute. Alright, and I'm back. Going to... we want to do the bull pistol hand or the empty hand? Got a couple arm options. Any thoughts? Any opinions? Yeah, do a cool little screen on this one. Couple buttons. Probably do that with an airbrush. Howdy. What were you thinking? Also, do you have a new topic of lore exploration? Oh yeah, there we go. Now that the lakeness flattened out a little bit, so you can actually see stuff. I'm kind of feeling the empty hand currently. Now that I know that there's like buttons and screens and stuff that we can have some fun with. Yeah, sure. Oh man. What we got? An hour left? Yeah, okay. You know what? I'm gonna assume Venom also ran to the restroom. He's just not here. That's what I'm gonna assume. Let's get the Poldra colors done out of the way. Yeah, actually, it's not. Actually, I suppose the black would be the soft seals, as usual, would be the first thing to do, because not a whole lot of that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but on black. So I want to get this used up and get it out of here. We're steadily making our way towards that goal. I'll use this brush. This will be fine. And traffic really be down this week. Well, because it's a holiday week. Everyone's thrown off the normal schedule because of the holiday. Besides potentially the stream traffic, it didn't really affect me any. Yeah, you too? Fair enough. You ever be painting the music and find your brush strokes matching the beat? Caught myself doing that again. You find some audiobooks to buff up my lore knowledge. So if you want 40k or like general Imperium knowledge, I recommend the Eisenhorn series. It's made up of 3 trilogies. We're waiting for the 9th book to come out now. It is probably some of my favorite books, period. I've listened to especially the first 3 numerous times. Ravenhorn, the 2nd trilogy, quite a few times too. Those are really good books. by Dan Abnett. Which you already know his work with, at least the Forest Rising. I don't remember if he wrote the second Horus Heresy book too, but yeah. For current events, you got the Dark Imperium series and the Lord of Silence. I've not read the Lords of Silence yet, but I'm up to date in the Dark Imperium, which covers the end of the Indomitus Crusade and Gilliman fully coming into, you know, oh hey, I'm here, and yeah, like run the Imperium basically. Lots of Death Guard as well involved. That covers a lot of the most recent events. I don't remember if the Lords of Silence or the third Dark Imperium book is considered to be the most recent, or like the most up-to-date book now, but one of those two. It's one of them. Man, does it have some spicy stuff going on in it? Like, things that could mean big. I have a gnat flying all around my friggin' paint palette. But yeah, what Eisenhorn will get you is a good perspective as to how the Imperium at large works, what it's actually like, what it's like for the people, what the people on the ground are like normal people, how they view everything else. Which, by the way, really shows the memes as the memes they are. Like, for example, the Imperium of Man is not actually a totalitarian fascist regime. It's way more complicated than that. Actually, it doesn't even count as being fascist. Not technically. I gotcha. Eisenhorn. You'll be starting with the first book, which is titled Xenos, followed by Malleus and Hereticus, the three main ordos of the Inquisition. So Eisenhorn follows from a first-person past perspective. So like like the journal, if you will, almost of Eisenhorn. Gregor Eisenhorn, one of the in an Inquisitor of the Ordo Xenos. Eisenhorn kind of becomes a legend and might be my favorite character in the film. I still don't know, well, no one actually knows how his story ends. I do know it takes place primarily in the early 40Ks, so roughly 1,000 years, and like I think like 800 to 900 years before modern day. So he probably isn't still alive regardless, but who knows? There are definitely ways that could still be pulled off, actually. Like, really, one easy one, he just get picked up by Trazen, and then Trazen, like, uses him later as a Pokeball. Because he's already done that. He's straight up taken Space Marines from the Horus Heresy and then thrown them out into the 13th Black Crusade on Cadia. Like, yeah. So we actually have no idea how Eisenhorn's story ends, and for all we know, he could pop up in the modern day and still be wrecking shop. And man, can he wreck some shop. Oh man, I love those books. Some of the best side characters ever too. Like just period. Like, just, yes. And yeah, get them on Audible. The voice actor for them is really good. Toby Longsworth, I want to say. Yeah, it's not Gareth Armstrong. It's like the other one all the time. Yeah, I've listened to so many 40K like audiobooks. I know um some of their narrators by name. Now I'm trying to figure out what to talk about that's not Eisenhorn, because man, do I just want to go nuts on talking about Eisenhorn. But obviously, that's all spoilers, and those are books you do not want spoiled at all. Like they are so well written for the reveals, like the reveals, like the plot twists, the oh man that just happened, and oh good lord this is happening right now, and how what just it you're in for a ride, man. You're in for a ride. I think I'll start Deliverance 2 to get an RG specific lore down. Yeah, not a bad idea. Unfortunately, a lot of the not the Ravengard books period are not that great. Actually, we have not been given a particularly good hand in regard to novels. Oh yeah, I forgot to finish the soft seals actually. Actually, the poem could use a second coat. But yeah, keep me updated on your progress through Eisenhorn. I would definitely love to chat about those as you go through. I gotta figure out what my next audiobook is. I think I'm at Prospero Burns? I think it's in my next Horus Heresy entry. I haven't really had need of an audiobook in a while. Like I've had other stuff to listen to on, you know, the occasions that I'm actually listening to non-visual stuff. Yeah, the Dawnstone highlights. I will remember what I'm doing eventually. Yeah, the more I think about it, the more I'm leaning towards not streaming Friday. I'm so tired. I'm like, I don't even want to stream tonight. The sad part is the thing pushing me the most is that this is the most immediate access I have to more income immediately. You know, yeah, building this up is my most immediate access towards income. So I'm like, it's literally like literally my job right now. And I'm in a race against time, depending on how other things in my life go that I don't have complete control over. Like, okay, uh, like, for example, in theory, if my parents' plans to move out, when and how they want to right now, and the landlord lets me sublease and everything, and that all goes according to plan, then I don't have to push this hard. But that's never how my life's gone. So I'm gonna push. That's a whole lot of stuff that I have to count on other people for, and that has never worked out for me. So I keep going, hoping for subs and donations and commissions. Commissions being the big ones. I don't need a lot of money to cover a month compared to commission prices, but actually landing commissions is not easy. Especially when you already have another commission going. Yay! Don't oil on the soft seals. Let's go. So what are you working on after your vets are done? Your stern guard. I had half a message typed and then got a phone call and forgot what I was gonna say. I feel like right now I don't even need a phone call to leave me in that state. Oh yeah, so what's your plan after the stern guard? Gonna finish the infiltrators, or? I finished these infiltrators. I got that bird pelt comments looking at mini post right to work with a conversion wise for a company / chapter champion. Nice. Yeah, last night just for like I just felt like building some models, so I started assembling my third company second squad, which is infiltrators. Oh. Actually, I had already planned from like way back, like 2 years back. I was gonna make the entire squad using the same helmets that you used on your first guy. To more easily differentiate them from third squad, which is like normal Phobos. I don't know how much like tribal conversion I'm gonna do on these guys. I originally wanted to do a lot, but if I just kind of like hobby tired right now. I think it's mostly from work. Like, it's hard for me to do the crazy advanced stuff. Maybe dual swords, mastercrafted power sword, and champion's blade. I don't know. Still toying with ideas. Dual blades, pretty solid for sneaky boys. So yeah, I want to say the chapter champion upgrade does ditch the shield for a second sword, so that makes sense. Dude, when I was younger, I was all about dual wielding stuff, and then now I'm like, dual wielding is so dumb. Like, realistically speaking, as someone that's tried it, I have experience. I can say it's from not worth it. It's very much diminishing returns. I would much rather just two-hand my sword, or have a shield is way better. Shields are amazing. There's a reason shield and spear have been the go-to weapons for most of humans' civilized existence. Because man, it is really hard to deal with a spear or a shield, let alone both. Both is really hard to deal with. Especially two big broadswords. Not great. It looks neat, not practical. Not even close. So I have a bunch of polypropylene sparring swords and axes and stuff. And I have multiple pairs of short swords. I have standard European short swords, and I have gladiuses. And they're all weighted to be about, their real weight. Just surprisingly heavy after waving them around for a little while. Like they're not as heavy as movies make them look, but they can get pretty heavy after some use. Let's put some red ink on that. Clean that up so we can do the white. Depending on how quick I do the white, I could see this arm being done before the stream ends, which would be nice. That'd be a nice bit of progress. Yeah. Unless you have a crap load of training, specifically in dual wielding style, you're not really going to do much besides just hit the guy more, hit at the guy more. Even then, it's not entirely true. Use your wrist more, as you can hit him just as fast and more precisely with a single sword. And you can block just as well with a single sword, too. If not better. The whole, use the second sword to prop up the first sword, you can do that with your hand on a normal sword, on a single sword anyway. That's not a thing added. That's a thing that's already there. You just have to adapt it to, use the sword too. It's still a downgrade. You know what I also really liked when I was younger, like as a teenager, and then later I found out really hard axes. Axes are hard to use. I loved axes as like a teenager. I thought they were the coolest weapon. They are so hard to use in real life. Like actually use effectively, especially on defense. I don't know what it is. Like I don't have great defense anyway. I'm pretty good at offense, but I'm not great at defense. And axes make it that much harder. Looked at champion stats and just said the swords, if they can take a shield, I'm all about. Well, the company champion can take a shield. Let me, after I put this ink on, I'll pull out my book and double check. But I'm pretty sure, because there used to be a chapter champion model that had 2 swords. Now I think that's Ultramarine only, the model, because it's a specific thing. Like he has a different name and everything. Same like the honor guards, same deal with them. They're Ultramarines only. But yeah, I'll pull out my book in just a second. Oh, I got some red way in there in the gap. Okay. No rush. I'm sitting here working anyways. Yeah, no, I hear ya. It's partially just so I remember. Alright, Space Marines. 9th Ed Codex. Immediately open up Crusade stuff. I want to play Crusade again so bad. I gotta get my financial situation more stable and then find a way of saying that up. Chapter Champion. Or actually, first I'm gonna look at the company champion so we have a baseline. Which is right at the end of troops. Okay, company champion is equipped with a bolt pistol, mastercrafted power sword, frags, cracks, and combat shield. He has a combat shield which gives him a 5-up invuln and a +1 to saving throws. So he has a 5-up, 2-up, or a 2-up, 5-up, I mean, defense line. Chapter Champion gains the following abilities. Skillful parry. Each time a melee attack is made against this model, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Exquisite Swordsman. Each time this model makes a melee attack against an enemy character unit, re-roll the wound roll. Chapter Champion. This model has an attacks characteristic of 5 and leadership characteristics of 9. Relics and warlord traits. You can give a Chapter Champion model the Blade of Triumph relic instead of giving them a chapter relic. In addition, yeah, it's the same stuff there. Actually, it does not. It doesn't trade out his war gear. So yeah, I think it's just the old model. The old model and the classic way of looking at them was with 2 swords. But based on this, no, this guy is the same stuff. So he still has a bolt pistol, a combat shield, grenades, and his mastercrafted sword, which you can then replace with a chapter relic or the Blade of Triumph, which is a +3 strength, -3 damage 3, which is pretty good. It's a so for reference, mastercrafted power sword, standard swords, +1 strength, AP -3, 2 damage, so it'd be hitting a strength 5. With Blade of Triumph, you'd be at +3 strength, or 7 strength, -3, damage 3. Your other big option for that is the Burning Blade, which is +3 strength, so still strength 7, AP -5, and damage 2. So it's kind of a question of, or if your supplement has a power sword replacement, which I don't think ours does. There's a combat knife replacement, not power sword. So you can take either two 2 more bips of AP, so you are cutting through their armor basically no matter what they have. But you're stopped by invulns, which way more things with good armor has invulns now. So basically, you made him anti-vehicular with the burning blade, or you go for the higher damage of the Blade of Triumph, which is probably the way to go because of the number of things that have stuff that negate that reduces damage or has 3 wounds. Like you have Terminators, Custodes, I want to say Ogrins? No, Ogrins have 4 wounds. Yeah. But that's per attack. So, like... But yeah, you can splat, in theory. In theory, you could... If they rolled badly, you could splat a 3-man squad of Custodes with the champion with that Relic Blade in one go. Because every hit that goes through... you're doing 3 damage. You're also killing most characters in the game with 2 successful hits. And you're re-rolling the wound roll against characters, which I believe that's already on top of... you fight first against character units. Oh. Well, as a Raven Guard, this guy's actually particularly nasty against characters, if you can actually pull off that, pull that off happening, because in the second and third turns, you have +1 a hit, +1 a wound. So even if they have a -1 a hit, you still hang on 2s. You have +1 a wound and re-rolling the wound roll. So even, at strength 7, probably wounding on 3s, +1, so 2s. You're wounding on 2s with a re-roll. Yeah, it's down to them. It's down to them not making their invuln saves effectively. Is what that comes down to. Yeah, champion's pretty nasty. It's just he's very nasty in very niche situations. That's the hard part. Old pistol combat shield and triumph sounds pretty sweet. At least gives me a baseline of parts to look for. Yeah, so find a nice looking sword. Good shield. The bolt pistol can just be on his hip. In the actual champion model, there's a right-handed shield, which bugs me. I know that all Space Marines are ambidextrous, but I'm right-handed, so I want my guys to be right-handed, because it makes more sense to me. He has a right-handed shield that is actually mounted onto a bolt pistol. But you can just pop a holstered bolt pistol on him somewhere, on his belt or on his ankle or whatever. Pick your pick. Okay, so the black and the red is completely done. We're at 430. Let's clean up the white. Yeah, no problem. I really like doing unit breakdowns like that, actually, and talking about gameplay stuff. Number crunching, min-maxing. I don't min-max super hard when I actually play most of the time, although lately I have to just because we're not that good most of the time. But yeah, I like doing stuff like that, so definitely ask when you have stuff in mind. So yeah, he's a nasty melee guy in general. He's really nasty against characters. The hard part is the characters that you're most likely to run him into are other extremely good melee characters, which some of them are bonkers. However, some of them are bonkers only as glass cannons. Like I believe a local player called one of his Drukari a cruise missile, because she would go in super fast. The character's a she. Go in super fast, super hard, do a ton of damage, and then immediately die because she has no durability. Trying to kit bash / convert into still playable pieces, but there's so much consider. I'm in favor of really cool but still keep in check. Yeah, that's where I keep it. It's like they will be holding the stuff they're supposed to, or an obvious equivalent. Like, switching out a power sword for a power scythe, for example. It'll be an obvious equivalent, but like you'll be able to tell what they have while still being very creative. Also why I go nuts on armor and stuff. It really doesn't matter most of the time when you do it armor. I think the thing I most consistently go off the rules with is the inclusion of pistols in places that there shouldn't be a pistol. Like my land speeder guy hanging out the side with a pistol. What's up, Exo? Land speeder dudes do not actually have a pistol, even though I really wish they did, because it'd be funny. Time to find a box I can start living in. Just ordered the new Lego Saturn 2 8K 10-inch 3D print. Oh, jeez. Yeah. Yep. Sounds like you are downsizing the rest of your lifestyle for that purchase. Yeah, one of the hard parts is how you want to figure out to deploy and use the champion. Do you want to, like, should you use him as a counter charge unit? So when dudes run in at you, you can, because he has rules that actually helps that. I have to pull it back up. $530 I physically hurt, but will probably make up for an units made. Yeah, that's fair. It's a long-term decision. It's an investment. So in the game, there's a rule called heroic intervention, which what that means is that when an enemy charges you nearby, like near enough to a character, the character can counter charge and get involved in the combat. Normally it's 3 inches. So, you know, like on the other side of the unit that was originally charged. Company champion has a rule called honor or death. This model is eligible to perform a heroic intervention if it is within 6 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically of any enemy unit instead of 3 inches horizontally and 5 inches vertically. So it doubles his heroic engagement, heroic intervention range. Each time this model makes a heroic intervention move, so long as it ends that move either closer to the closest enemy model or within engagement range of an enemy character unit, it can move up to 6 inches. All other rules for heroic intervention still apply. So it can swing himself around stuff, for example, to, as long as he ends up closer, which you can sometimes use that for tactical advantage, for like objectives. Or it's just use him as a counter charge, and he can suddenly threaten about 13 inches worth of map around him that the enemy can't charge into without getting threatened by him. And heroic intervention does trigger shock assault, so he gets +1 attacks. In addition to, if you are in, I know he gets as a champion, just as a company champion, martial superiority at the start of the fight phase. If this model is within engagement range of any enemy character units, it can fight first that phase. So stuff that charged you will still go first, but you're going right after that, and in future combats, they definitely are not going first. You can actually double up on that. Not that it's efficient, I'm just saying you can, by throwing in a Judiciar, which is the mini chaplain with the giant executioner sword. Because they have the Temper Mortis. Start a fight phase, you can select one enemy unit within 3 inches of this model. That unit is not eligible to fight this phase until after all eligible units from your army have done so. If you have them paired up next to each other, if a character charges you, they are definitely fighting after both of those guys take out their pound of meat, which is almost certainly a dead character, especially for Raven Guard, turn 2, turn 3. I own 2 Judiciars. I've not built either. They're effectively supposed to be the Primaris champion. Primaris champion guy. Because it's just... I mean, I play a lot against... I've been playing a lot against, what do you call it? Space Wolves lately. I suppose it would make sense to do it against them. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Usually my Judiciar? I know the two vowels, the I is first. I don't remember if it's an E or an A now. It's an A. Yeah. Judiciar. Judiciar. Yeah, I do want to do some crazy conversions to him, but I'm not there yet. It's not enough of a priority. Yo, I have so many models. How to... Oh boy. When these white scars are done, we're punching through a whole bunch of them. I'm gonna figure out some speed painting stuff. I swear. Gonna figure something out. Alright, I think I got this. Pauldron cleaned. Yeah, we're not gonna finish this arm before the stream ends. Am I streaming tonight? Is the question. Traffic has been kind of bad, but Fridays are usually pretty good. But like, I would not be opposed to taking the rest of the week off. That's probably not actually a good idea. Saturday's gonna be nice though. And it's just while I finish up this big web contract. Exo, what you got lined up first on the new 3D printer? Yeah, that's a good question. What do you have lined up in the 3D printer? I want to know too. Oh yeah, just remembered. Oh, send that to... Dude, how... I hate Discord. It was literally posted, like, I posted it in a DM. Why can't I just copy the image and then... okay. Fine, I will save it. And then... Alright. Okay. We're getting there. I just remembered, Venom, check the Discord. I just sent you a picture regarding that Uno game I was mentioning earlier. Those are not pickup piles. Oh no, I have so much. I have some Night Lords Termies I want to print. They might be first, and I'm about finally have a big enough build plate to make vehicles as well. Nice. Yeah, it's something on my list eventually to get to, is getting my Ender Pro up and running. That thing is still giving me problems, and I've not been able to really put any energy into it in 2 weeks. It keeps like dragging certain parts of the build in, like the nozzles, like catching, I guess, on the stuff and pulling it, but the rest of it, like the level's fine. It's weird. It's annoying. I haven't found anyone else talking about it yet, about this kind of problem, so I don't know how to fix it. Yeah, Venom, those are both hands. Those, like the one in front of Jeremy, that's his hand, and the big one that his hand is near, that is Jeff's hand as he leaves to leave it to Joe. Yeah. That's right after he used he went with the decision big custom card to pull until he found a wild. That's what his hand looked like after that. That is at least 3 entire Uno decks in his hand. And then he immediately left that to Joe. It was hilarious. Like, dude, for reference, a full Uno deck is 108 cards. They have had a pickup stack war of wild +4s that ended with, I don't remember who picked it up. It doesn't really matter because, you know, they're swapping hands so often. Someone picked up, it came off a nail, picked up 148 cards. So that is an entire Uno deck plus 40. Or nearly half again. Nearly a deck and a half. Like, this whole game of Uno is nuts. Exo, to catch you up, what we're talking about is Rooster Teeth. They did their Achievement Hunter guys did a live event earlier this week where it ended up with them playing Uno live for over 37 hours. Because they gave the power to extend the game to the audience. More money goes in, the more cards they have to pick up. So yeah, no, I'm at about 8.5 hours into the video right now. And there's no right being as satisfying to watch this as it is. Like it's all I want to do most of the time now. It's just watch that. Like just watch that and have snacks. It's actually really not good for my diet. I have to be like, I could go for some snacks right now. I'm not even hungry, but it would feel so good to watch this while eating snacks. Like, I don't know. I want to watch it and get drunk and eat snacks, but I don't have any good alcohol on me. Looking forward to Monday. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I thought I had some work appointments lined up on Saturday, but they just got moved to stacking more on Thursday, which already had a bunch of stuff on it, but at least it frees me up for Saturday. I'm really not looking forward to tomorrow. I'm trying to get this thing to glue on, but I guess it's got dry now. Man, I don't know how much more progress we're gonna make today. So now that has to dry. I could start on a whole new piece, but that always feels weird to me. On Monday, me and some fellow students are going to drink a dado, which is meet at 12 and drink 1.32 gallons of beer. Good lord. That sounds even worse to me because I don't like beer. Like, I don't know how drunk that would make me, but I know I wouldn't enjoy it because I really don't like beer. I actually, what was it? Was it last night? I think it was the night before. Yeah, it was the night before. It was Monday night. I have some nips of pumpkin whiskey. I tried starting one while watching that Uno video. I did not like it. I need something to start with that. I need like a cider or something to start, and then I can switch to that. It's still too it's for a flavored whiskey. That is just punch to the face. I barely tasted the pumpkin. I will drink cider. I don't like beer. Why are you drinking a gallon and a third of beer if you don't like beer? Jeez. I'm a beer boy, as you can be seen by my belly. Liquor makes me sicker. I mean, that's fair. I want some peanut butter whiskey again. My go-to favorite, Old Smoky Tennessee peanut butter whiskey. It tastes like you're drinking a liquefied Reese's inside, then you're drunk. It's amazing. I could drink. I can't drink that all night. Problem is that for a decent sized bottle, it's like $40. I don't have that in my budget for a consumable. I'll drink cider. Oh, you're saying like your friends will, like that's the goal, but you'll be drinking cider. Gotcha. Fair enough. I misunderstood the grammar, as there is some annotation there to make that make sense. I think it's a mix. Okay, fair enough. You know what I haven't had in too long is mead. Man, I could go for some mead. You'll either drink 1 1/3 gallon of beer or cider. You know what? The cider's the braver mix, because cider is actually, but you got 12 hours to get through it. The cider's the braver one, because cider is stronger than beer, generally speaking. I mean, I think you could find ones that overlap that, but generally speaking, I'm pretty certain cider is a fair bit stronger than beer. So sit and relax, playing drinking games, just have fun. That sounds pretty cool. When was the last time I drank with friends? My brother's wedding, which was beginning of August. Yeah, it's been a while. Good thing the train station closed. I can easily get home. Yeah, that's fair. Uber is my go-to for that. I live in a small state. I live in Rhode Island. I'm in a small state, so as long as I'm still in the state, worst it'll get is like $40 by itself if I'm somewhere else. But you know, sadly, I gave up going to movies and D&D for it. I'm such a D&D like nerd. Like I don't know if I'd even do that. Usually, speaking stuff comes up on Saturday. I'm like, go screw. I playing. All right, was not ready. I don't think we're doing much more painting today because I just gotta get this arm reattached. Ugh. I want to get more social with other students. I mean, it's fair. Sometimes those contacts can come in use later. I wouldn't super know because I was homeschooled and then did not go to college. I have a lot of friends in a lot of places, but not through school. I don't know how that mix works exactly in real world. In fact, the only times I've been in a group teaching / learning environment have been on times where I've been there on a job, and I just happen to be like effectively taking the course because I was part of record. But I'm off for night. I have to get up early. Have a good one, folks. Yeah, you too, man. We only had like 10 minutes left in the stream anyway, so you're not gonna be missing much. Have a good one. Hey, Venom. I got a serious question for you. I might have a serious answer for you. Alright. How long do you think it'll take for this glue to dry? No, I'm joking. Alright. As my most regular. Yeah, it's not even close to dry right now. Just moved slightly. As my most consistent regular, my most loyal follower, the bestest sub. Do you think it's worth it for me to stream for the rest of this week when I'm exhausted? Like, do you think that will get more people in here? Or, I mean, the holiday week's numbers have already been pretty crap thus far. Generally speaking. My average numbers are down all week. And I could probably come back next week a lot more put together. I might even have the salt intercessor entirely done by then as an almost guarantee, because I'll have way more time to throw into it without interruption. Not that you guys are interruption, but you know what I mean. Like, you know, starting stream, stopping stream, basing my schedule around the stream, and yada yada yada. Should I just like not stream for the rest of this week and just like return to being a human? I'm a big proponent of taking time off when you need it. All good streamers do. It may make you have a less tired stream next week. Sometimes you just need a reboot. Yeah. Here's the thing. If I continue with my normal schedule, I get one day completely free of any required obligations. Saturday. Every single other day, I have like at least 6 hours of obligations or commitments. I mean, Grand Sunday, that's 6 hours of D&D if both games actually off. but still like not time I'm taking wholly for myself. You know what I mean? Like it's not the same as just doing what you want to do. You know? Which could be nothing. It could be like literally nothing. Like for example, just sitting here and zoning out to watching those dudes play Uno. Yeah, it might be hard to sustain. Well, here's the thing. It's not. I'm like I don't. It's just these past 2 weeks. It ends officially. Like the ridiculousness I've been dealing with as ends with in theory Friday night stream. Then it's my main things after that will be the streams and whatever off-stream maintenance stuff I have to do, like, you know, get the... Oh, this thing doesn't want to glue on. Just make a connection point and dry. Ugh. I can get the sit at some point. Okay. Alright, it's kind of sitting there. It looks like it has decent connection. I'm just not going to touch it for now. So, the big thing was my big website and production contract. The whole thing launched last Thursday, and there's been several things I've had to do. Well, the other stuff ends tomorrow. I do the last few things on the list, and then that contract is considered done, except for, like, emergency tech support stuff that's on its own, like, its own thing. That ends, and I have a little bit of stuff to help my ex out, and then I have dinner and dishes tomorrow. Just, you know, all on the same day tomorrow. Just frustrating. But after that, as of next week, all I have to focus on is the commission painting and streaming. I don't have anything else going on. I don't have any other website contracts going on. I don't got any production contracts going on. It's just this. That's as of next week. That's all I was doing. That's all that was on the schedule. I don't know why I'm looking over there because that's where the camera. That's where you guys used to be. Now you're over here. Next week's where things are normal. Painting streams Monday, drawing streams or whatever you call that Tuesday. Which actually the wire came in today. I have the wire. So it'll just be the actual tablet this week. So just streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. With Thursday as an off day in between to you know do maintenance stuff or take some time for me or whatever I have to do, and then the weekends. So like, and I can do that. I can handle that. It was doing these I was mostly last week where I was doing the streams. And doing like 6 to 8 to 10 hours of web dev at the same time. Like Tuesday, I did like last Tuesday, I did 13 straight hours of web dev with like a 10-minute meal break in the process of that to ensure I got all the stuff done to allow me to stream Wednesday, which I did web dev stuff around that anyway. And just, yeah, it was, I was dying. But that's done as of the end of this week. So... Whew. Yeah, a 3-day break. Like, you know, I take the rest of the day. I'll still keep painting this guy because I really want him done and us to be able to move on next week to the Blade Guard. But doing it on my own time, not have to worry about entertaining people. You get the idea. Take 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just catch up because this other stuff is background stuff. It's on my long-term to-do list, like taking a bunch of pictures and stuff with a white background. I don't know if you saw on the Discord, I took pictures of the tank, the crazy converted tank with a white background. You can and a bunch of like small detail pics. I want to do a bunch of those for a bunch of my finished models because people kept saying, "Oh, these are awesome. They look cool and like menacing with the black background." But we want to see ones where we can see all the details. So like, especially like the Vanguard vets, because they have a lot of details that you couldn't see at all with the old pics. So taking a bunch of pics, putting them on my website. My portfolio is like a couple months behind on there. Or just replacing all of the ones in the portfolio one with new white background pics would actually probably be the better option, honestly. Or the ones that I can anyway. The Necrons have to stay black, but that's fine. They look good black. Yeah, that's really cleaning my room. We had a big reorganization over this last weekend, which ate up a bunch of my rest time, which didn't help me. I mean, it helped in the long term, didn't help me short term. But there's some general cleaning that could definitely be done. I just have a bunch of stuff that needs to go into recycling. Just a bunch of like empty bottles. Some of them is booze, but some of them have been there for like longer than that actually. So yeah, yeah, all right. I think you're right, and yeah, streamers do sometimes just suddenly just take extended breaks because you know they're human. So I should probably do that. Yeah, I'll put up yeah, we'll end the stream and I'll put up an announcement. Is there anyone on worth well, we only have 2 people. I'm not gonna worry about raid. It's like you and a lurker. That might actually be me, for all I know. Twitch has never been good about making that clear to me. If one says 2 viewers, if one of them isn't me watching through my stream manager. So it might literally just be you. I don't know. Yeah, we'll just end. And, exactly. Plus you have more pep in your step, which means people lurking longer. Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah, let's plan on getting back together Monday, and then you know I will actually be human. I'll be energized. I'll be ready to go by then. I'll be like, man, I haven't even mentioned this. The work's been so stressful. I've stopped working out. Like I made it a conscious decision. I'm not gonna work out this week. I'll start back up next week when I don't have all this extra work going on. That's like just killing me energy-wise because I can't get myself out of bed. If I'm thinking I have to get out of bed and then immediately work out, it's too much. So next week I'll be back to working out, back to streaming. Let me hit you up on Discord for. Oh yeah, Swear I'll get Spaceman's Codex this weekend though. Yeah, do that. Dude, definitely get me on the Discord. I am always in front of a computer or I have my phone on me that also has Discord. Like I'm always on Discord. Or have Discord available. So yeah, you want to ask me questions? Tag me in them. I'm more than happy to chat about especially like Raven Guard stuff. And on Discord, I can take pics of my codex and send them to you. So like you can get actual wordings on stuff. So if you want pictures of stuff, ask me. I will send them to you. Like now I got a bunch of time to do stuff with and not stress over it. So it's good. It's all good, man. Yeah. Yeah. Who knows? I'm even thinking of, I know you're at work most of the time when I'm streaming, but I'm even thinking about trying to put some kind of Discord specific event stuff together, like some voice chat hangouts or something like that for, I might make it a sub thing, actually. I might try to figure out some way of connecting subs and, like subs on Twitch to Discord and, doing like voice hangouts or something. I don't know. It's something I'm workshopping, but keeping after those in evenings if it's not my turn for kiddo bedtimes. Yeah, no, fair enough. Like I said, I'm still workshopping an idea, but I want to get some more community stuff going. So, all right, it's 5 o'clock. I am gonna clock out of streaming until next week. Clock out of work until tomorrow at 11. This feels way better. I immediately feel better and more energized just thinking about not having to do stuff. All right, have a great one, Venom. Have a great rest of your week. I'll talk to you in Discord.